All right, if you create anything for the internet, listen up. Your entire playbook, it's about to change. The whole system for how people find information is being completely rewritten by AI. So let's break down what is happening and, more importantly, what you really need to do about it. So let's just kick things off with a number that should really get your attention. Gartner is predicting that by 2026, traditional search engine volume is going to drop by a full 25%. Yep, a quarter of that traffic is being replaced by AI chatbots and all these new virtual agents. So the big question is, where is all that attention going? And this, right here, is the absolutely crucial point. Your traffic isn't just disappearing into thin air. It's being rerouted. It's going through these new AI intermediaries, your ChatGPTs, your Perplexities, you name it. And they don't just link to your content anymore. They rip it apart, they synthesize it, and they present their own summary. This changes the entire game. And that's why the old reaction to a traffic dip, just publish more, optimize harder, is starting to fail. We're just treating the symptom, not the cause. See, this is no longer a content problem. It's an infrastructure problem. The very system that finds and delivers information has been swapped out from underneath us. Now, here's the kicker. For most of us, the issue isn't quality. You're probably creating fantastic, well-researched stuff. The real problem is that your content was built for human eyes and for old-school search crawlers, but now it's being judged and used by a completely different kind of machine logic. So what we have is this fundamental clash, right? The old playbook is broken because it was designed for a game that just isn't being played anymore. The real challenge now is figuring out how to bridge the gap between how we humans like to browse and how these machines think. Let's really look at the core difference here. Search engines, they rank entire pages based on signals like keywords and backlinks. But AI systems, they're totally different. They act like surgeons, dissecting your content and pulling out specific fragments based on what they call structural usefulness. They're asking things like, is this a clear, self-contained answer? Can I use this one specific data point to settle a debate? These are the new rules of the game. Okay, so how in the world do we adapt? Well, the solution is to start thinking like an architect, not just a publisher. And this retrieval design framework gives us 4 key principles for, engineering content that AI systems can actually find, understand, and, this is the most important part, attribute directly back to you. First up, entity grounding. You have to remember, AIs absolutely hate ambiguity. An entity is really just a fancy word for any specific concept you have. You've got to be crystal clear about yours. So, for instance, don't just say your software improves efficiency. No, define it as a revenue operations orchestration platform. Then spell out what that means, what it's not, like, hey, it's not a CRM, and how it fits in with other tools. You have to make it impossible for the machine to get it wrong. Number 2, comparison structures. Think about it. AI summaries are built to help people make decisions. So why not do the work for them? Go ahead and build direct comparisons. Method A versus method B, our product versus theirs, the old way versus the new way, right into your content. This makes your information incredibly easy for an AI to just grab and present as a clear choice. Next up, we have threshold logic. Vague advice like improve lead quality is completely useless to an AI. You've got to give it concrete numbers and rules. It's like giving the AI a recipe. If the lead score is above 75, then do this. Provide formulas, clear decision points, stuff that the AI can extract and serve up as genuinely actionable advice. This is a perfect example. This statement gives a specific ratio and a clear instruction. It's not just advice, it's a decision-making tool that an AI can immediately understand and use. That right there is the power of being precise. And finally, my personal favorite, the secret weapon, conflict resolution. AI models are literally designed to synthesize tons of information and resolve confusion for a user. So if your content directly addresses a big debate in your market, explaining when to use method X versus method Y and why, you basically position yourself as the definitive authority who settles the argument for the AI. So these 4 principles are the blueprint. But actually putting them into practice means shifting your entire mindset, from just publishing stuff to deliberately architecting a system for retrieval. This is really about building a durable, long-term operating layer for visibility, not just running another campaign. So what does this actually look like day to day? Well, it's a series of operational shifts. First, you'll audit your existing content to see how well it's structured for an AI. Then, you establish clear rules for how you talk about your key concepts. From there, You'll actually redesign your content briefs to build these principles in from the very start. And finally, you'll have to update your metrics to even track success in this new world. Now, a huge piece of this puzzle is something called structured data, or schema markup. The easiest way to think of it is like adding little labels to your content that only machines can read. These labels give the AI systems context, so they aren't just guessing what your content means, they know with confidence. And, well, the results really speak for themselves, with a major boost in performance. Okay, I know this might sound like a massive, overwhelming undertaking, but it really doesn't have to be. You can start building your own visibility engine with a focused 90-day plan. This isn't some endless research project. Think of it as a targeted infrastructure upgrade.
So what's the plan? Well, in the first couple of weeks, you just focus on discovery and mapping out your key concepts. Then, you pilot a redesign on a handful of your most important pages. After that, you scale it up, rolling out the new templates. And finally, you integrate new metrics into your dashboards so you can actually track your progress. See? It's a clear, step-by-step process.
And the reason to act now? It's pure, simple urgency. By 2028, it's predicted that a staggering 90% of B2B buying will be mediated by AI agents. We're talking about over $15 trillion in spending. This is not some distant future thing. It's happening right now. Let's be really clear about this. This is the bottom line. Your buyers are going to start delegating their research to AI. And if your content isn't engineered in a way that those AI agents can confidently extract and give you credit for, you simply will not exist in that conversation. You will become invisible. And that brings us right back to the core idea of this whole thing. The teams that are going to win in this new era won't just be the ones with the best content. They'll be the ones with the best designed system. The constraint was never about quality. It was always about the design of the system itself. So, I'll leave you with this question to chew on. Is your current approach to visibility just a series of short-term campaign tactics, or are you building a durable operating layer that's actually designed for the future of discovery? Because the choice you make on that is going to define your relevance in the age of AI.